600 boxes, 10 polls. Let's get into it. Avengers 71. 3 things happen in this book. First appearance of the Invaders, Captain America, Human Torch, and Submariner as a World War II team. The Black Knight officially joins the Avengers, and this is the final Silver Age issue of the title. The Bronze Age begins with number 72. Marvel Premiere number 3, Doctor Strange. Barry Windsor Smith art, the same artist whose Conan work we've been polling throughout this collection. Windsor Smith on Strange is a different energy entirely. Mystical, dense, and atmospheric. 80-page giant Batman special number 185. DC Comics, 80 pages of Batman and Robin for 25 cents, $30 price tag. We pulled several of these in a previous episode. Zane Grey's Thunder Mountain, Dell Comics, 10-cent cover price, early 50s, a picturized edition, which is a comics adaptation of a Zane Grey Western novel, as far from a superhero book as this collection has taken us. Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction, giant size special, 1976, Marvel's black and white science fiction magazine, the final issue of the series. Don Newton painted that cover, 7 illustrated stories inside. Roy Thomas's editorial in this issue dismisses space opera as having run its course. He was simultaneously working on Marvel's adaptation of Star Wars. That movie would come out the following year. Tales from the Crypt number 2, Russ Cochran reprint, same series as the Weird Science reprints from the last episode. This is the horror side of EC. While Weird Science was doing science fiction anthology stories, Tales from the Crypt was doing something altogether different. Horror with a moral. Every story ended with the villain getting exactly what they deserved, usually in the most gruesome way imaginable. The Crypt Keeper narrating all this from his underground home. The HBO series ran from 1989 to 1996, 35 years after EC folded. The material was still compelling enough to anchor prestige television. That's the measure of what Gaines and Feldstein built. Tomb of Dracula number 3, Jean Collin art, the definitive Dracula artist of the Bronze Age. First appearance of Rachel Van Helsing, granddaughter of Abraham Van Helsing from the original Bram Stoker novel. And Taj Natal, a mute vampire hunter who became one of the series' most compelling supporting characters. $120 price tag on this one. Tomb of Dracula 3 leads directly to issue 10, which would be the first appearance of Blade. The Demon number 1, Jack Kirby, first appearance of Etrigan the Demon, a creature from the depths of hell bound to a human host named Jason Blood, by the wizard Merlin at the fall of Camelot. Bronze Age DC at its most mythological. Kirby created the demon at the same time as the New Gods, his entire Fourth World saga. Etrigan survived all of it. While the New Gods have come and gone across decades of comics, Etrigan has remained a fixture of the DC universe. There's something about a rhyming demon in a yellow costume that just works, I guess. Horror adjacent, mythology adjacent, completely singular. Weird Science Fantasy number 23. Last episode we pulled the Russ Cochran reprints. This is the original, 1954. First issue of the series, a merger of weird science and weird fantasy when sales forced Gaines to combine them. Wally Wood cover, stories by Feldstein and Al Williamson inside, and an adaptation of Ray Bradbury's The Flying Machine with art by Bernie Krigstein. Bradbury himself later called it the finest piece of comic art he'd seen in years. This has significant wear, but it's a 72-year-old comic with a Ray Bradbury adaptation inside. Weird Science Fantasy number 27, same condition as 23. This issue contains an adaptation of Robert Heinlein's Universe, one of the foundational texts of science fiction. Also begins the Adam Link series, stories about a robot trying to find his place in a human world, written in the 1930s. 2 original EC comics in one box. And that's 10. We'll see you in the next one.